Did anyone ever tell you the honest truth about life after 80? Turning 80 brings a quiet shift in life, one that few people talk about. It's not just about the surface things, like birthdays or slower mornings. It's about deeper changes that people often don't discuss. It's a time filled with both wisdom and loss. A time of feeling present, but also distant. A time of deep peace, but sometimes deep loneliness. And if you're not ready for some of these changes, they can surprise you. You might find yourself wondering, why didn't someone tell me? In this video, we'll walk through 5 hard truths about life after 80. Our goal isn't to scare you or make you sad, but to offer a clear picture. Because when you know what to expect, you're not caught by surprise. You can prepare for these changes, and you can meet them with strength. We'll talk about your social circle getting smaller, your body not bouncing back the way it used to, the slow increase in needing help, which can feel uncomfortable even when you know it's needed, the quiet way society can start to overlook you, and that strange ache when old regrets mix with too much free time and too little purpose. Please watch until the end. While some of these truths may feel heavy, they also open the door to something powerful. They can lead to acceptance, inner strength, resilience, and a chance to live your later years with dignity. A dignity that only you can define. Let's talk about what really happens after 80 and how you can walk through it with open eyes, steady hands, and your head held high. Truth number 1. Your social circle quietly gets smaller. One of the first hard truths many people face after 80 isn't about their body. It's about their relationships. The people who were once a big part of your world may start to disappear, often without warning. Friends pass away. Neighbors move. Siblings become quiet. Even close friends who used to call every week might now call only every few months. It's not personal, it's just the passage of time. But it leaves an empty space that can feel hollow, no matter how strong or independent you are. You might wake up one morning and realize the phone doesn't ring like it used to. The invitations slow down. Family visits might become shorter and feel more rushed. People still love you, but they're often busy, distracted, or dealing with their own aging in different ways. And slowly, the daily connections that once filled your life with voices and laughter start to fade. This isn't something anyone really prepares you for. In your 60s and even 70s, most people you know are still around. There's energy, activity, and people checking in. But after 80, there's a shift. You begin to outlive people. You might find fewer people to share conversations with regularly, and this change happens quietly. So quietly that at first, you might not even notice it. I knew a man named Walter, who was 84. He used to go to the same coffee shop every morning for years. The staff knew his order. His friends would meet him there without needing to text. It was a regular routine. But over time, those friends stopped coming. Some passed away, some moved, and others just stopped driving. One day, Walter told me, "It's strange to walk into a place where everyone used to know your name, and now you're just the man in the corner booth." The pain of this loneliness isn't always loud. It doesn't always show up as tears or obvious sadness. Sometimes it's just a long silence after dinner, or a walk that feels a little too quiet. It's realizing that the list of people who truly know you is getting shorter, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But knowing this is happening means you can do something about it. You can open new doors, even when others have closed. You can stay connected in ways that work for you. This could be through a church group, a weekly lunch, a phone call you start, or even writing a letter. Because after 80, connection doesn't always come to you like it used to. You often have to seek it out, and that takes courage. But you've made it this far in life. You already have that courage in you. Truth number 2, your body stops bouncing back like it used to. By the time you reach 80, your body doesn't whisper when something is wrong. It speaks clearly. The little aches that used to come and go now linger. The tiredness that a nap used to fix might now stretch into the next day. And the truth that catches many people by surprise is this: after 80, even small health problems can change your life overnight. You might wake up feeling fine, but by evening, something feels off. A little dizziness, a sore spot, or a cough that sticks around longer than expected. And suddenly, you might find yourself in a waiting room, hearing words like monitoring, imaging, or possible hospital stay. And often, there's no going back to how things were before. What makes this so hard isn't just the physical pain, it's the unpredictability. You can do everything right, eat well, move gently, get your sleep, and still feel like your body is one step ahead of you, making decisions you didn't agree to. A misstep on the stairs can lead to weeks of recovery. A stomach bug can drain you for days, and even when you recover, things don't always return to normal. Your balance might feel off. Your breathing might take more effort. The bounce-back ability just isn't what it used to be. I once met a woman named Gloria, who was 81. She was sharp, active, and proud of her independence. She loved tending her backyard garden, walking in the neighborhood, and staying involved with her book club. But after a minor fall while trimming a rose bush, everything changed. It wasn't just the injury, it was the aftermath. Weeks of rest turned into months of reduced strength. Her confidence slipped. She once said to me, "I thought I was just taking a break." But her body treated it like a full stop. That's the part no one tells you. At 80, rest doesn't always restore you in the same way. It can turn into a decline if you're not careful. And sometimes, even when you are careful, your body decides to slow down anyway. You realize you're not bouncing back. You're learning to adapt. But here's the strength in knowing this. You start honoring your energy more wisely. You learn to pace yourself, not out of fear, but out of respect for what your body has carried you through for so many years. You treat health not as a guarantee, but as a daily practice, a sacred one. You walk slower, but with more awareness. Your footing becomes steadier. You rest longer, but more intentionally with purpose. And you begin to see that even a slower body can still carry a strong spirit. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to the next truth. Truth number 3, a growing need for help. No matter how independent you are, one of the hardest pills to swallow after 80 is this: you start needing help for things you used to do without thinking. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in quietly, subtly, until one day you notice. You might be avoiding the high cabinets. You might be holding onto the railing just a little tighter on the stairs. You might be hesitating before getting behind the wheel on a rainy day. And then, one day, you realize that part of you still feels capable, but another part knows some things just aren't as easy anymore. You might feel tired more quickly, or your vision isn't as sharp. What makes this reality difficult isn't just the physical change, it's the emotional one. For those who've lived for decades taking care of others, the thought of becoming the one who needs help can feel deeply uncomfortable. But over time, accepting help can become a new kind of strength. Eventually, admitting that you need help can be a surprise, even to yourself. It's nice not to have to carry everything alone. That's the shift. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Knowing that accepting help isn't a loss of independence, it's a way of protecting it. Because when you allow someone to help you climb the stairs, or drive you to the doctor, or carry that heavy bag, you're actually giving yourself more years of doing what matters most. And not all help has to come from people. It can be a grab bar in the shower, a stool in the kitchen, or a reminder on the fridge. These little supports don't take away your dignity. They preserve it. After 80, the bravest thing you can say might just be, "I could use a hand." Because the older you get, the more strength you show by choosing safety over pride and peace over struggle. Truth number 4, a presence the world starts to overlook. One of the more painful realities of life after 80 isn't about your body or your memory. It's about your presence. Slowly, you may begin to feel invisible. Not always to the people who love you, perhaps, but to the world at large. The cashier might look past you to the person behind you. The doctor might talk to your adult child instead of you. The server at the restaurant might assume you can't hear or think or decide for yourself. It's subtle at first, then it becomes more frequent. And even if you try to brush it off, it lands somewhere deep inside you. Because no matter how old we are, we still want to be seen. And when you've lived a full life, worked, raised a family, made decisions, and weathered storms, it's jarring to feel dismissed just because your skin has folded or your hair has grayed. What hurts more is that it's rarely meant with malice, bad intentions. It's often a fast world that forgets slow steps still carry stories. It's a society sometimes so obsessed with youth that it forgets the strength it took to reach this age. And unless you speak up, you risk shrinking, becoming quieter, feeling less a part of things. Not because you've lost your voice, but because others may have stopped listening. I remember a woman named Irene, 86, who volunteered at a local museum. One day, a visitor asked the staff a question she could have answered in her sleep. After all, she lived through that very decade of history. But the question skipped right over her. When I asked her how she felt, she just smiled and said, "I'm used to it." But there was sadness in that smile, the kind that comes from being seen as furniture instead of a fire. But you are not furniture. You are not background. You are still here, still thinking, still contributing. And just because the world sometimes forgets that, doesn't mean you have to. So, what can you do? You speak anyway. You ask the questions. You offer the opinions. You vote. You share your stories, even when no one asks. You stand up, even if your knees wobble. Because every time you claim your space in the room, you remind the world and yourself that you are not done yet. You are not invisible. You are a living library, a witness to time, a voice that still matters. And you don't have to shout to be heard. You just have to refuse to disappear. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to our final truth. Truth number 5. A sense of regret if purpose isn't redefined. As you move deeper into your 80s, a strange, quiet sense of things being unsettled can settle in. Not just in your home or your schedule, but inside you. Life slows down. The calendar isn't as full. And with that slowness comes space. Space to reflect, remember, and replay. That can be beautiful. But if you're not careful, it can turn into something heavy. Not the loud, dramatic kind of regret, but the quiet kind. The, I wish I'd spent more time with them kind. The, why didn't I take that chance when I had it kind. The kind that shows up when you have time, but not always the energy or freedom to do the things you once postponed. We celebrate the wisdom of aging, the freedom of retirement, the joy of grandchildren, and all of that is real. But so is the lingering question that often goes unspoken. What now? If you've spent your whole life working, giving, running, raising, serving, and then it all stops, it can feel like your purpose is fading with it. I knew a man named Stanley, 88. He had been a teacher for over 40 years. After he retired, he felt proud, but also strangely hollow. "No one needs me anymore," he said once. But that wasn't true. He just hadn't yet found a new way to be needed. Because purpose doesn't retire, it changes shape. Maybe you don't build houses anymore, but you build confidence in your great-grandkids with your stories. Maybe you don't lead meetings, but you lead with presence when someone is grieving. Maybe you don't solve big problems, but you solve loneliness with a smile to a neighbor. The danger of regret isn't that you've made mistakes. We all have. It's that you sit in them too long without turning them into something meaningful. But when you redefine purpose, not as productivity, but as presence, you begin to realize that you still have so much to give, not just to others, but to yourself. It may be this: waking up with kindness in your heart, curiosity in your eyes, and enough courage to ask, how can I bring light today, even if just a little? That's not regret. That's redemption. And it's never too late to find it. Final thoughts. Reaching your 80s is no small thing. It's a landmark built on decades of love, loss, effort, change, and inner strength, resilience. But with that strength come new challenges. Some of them are subtle, others are hard to ignore. And facing these realities doesn't make you weak, it makes you honest. It means you've lived long enough to see life for what it truly is. Sometimes unfair, but still deeply worth showing up for. So, which of these 5 hard truths struck you the most? Was it the silence that comes when your social world begins to shrink? The frustration of a body that doesn't recover like it used to? The discomfort of needing help when you've spent a lifetime being the helper? Or maybe it was the invisible feeling that comes when the world moves too fast to see you? Or the ache that grows when your purpose isn't clear anymore? Whatever it was, I hope you felt seen, because the truth is, you're not alone in any of this. Not in the slowing down, not in the forgetting, not in the questions that keep you up at night, or the moments that make you wonder what comes next. And here's the good news. Even now, even at this stage, you get to choose. You can choose connection. You can choose rest. You can choose to ask for help. You can choose to speak louder when someone overlooks you, and softer when someone needs your grace. You can choose to forgive yourself for what didn't happen, and honor yourself for what did. This chapter of life isn't the end. It's the deep part of the story. The part where every word carries weight. The part where small gestures mean more than grand ones ever did. The part where your presence, your patience, your perspective, these become your power. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so please don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.